It says I have an. Oh, we're live. Hello. Hi. Coopers are in the shot too. It's great. It's on our Facebook page. So yeah, if you have people at home who wanted to watch, the link to the live stream is on our Facebook page. So I'll give you a couple of minutes if you want to send that to people. You are welcome to. And I'll stand here and wave to the people at home. So then we'll start for real in a couple minutes. So get cozy, get comfy. You'll have a key if you would like to get the actual induction. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me, I did it on stage.
Yes. Although you and Maya, Emma and Maya are in a weird no-man's land when I was going through stuff, and it's like it list you, but then it says you're not a member. So I had to email Stephanie to be like, why are they listed but Great. Does everybody send the link that wanted to? Okay. Well, we'll start. All right. Hello, and welcome to our very first in-person RHS Theater event in over a year. And hi, people at home. I'm gonna be real obnoxious with this live stream, just FYI. So hi, it's nice to see most of your part of your faces. Yes, your eyes. It's nice to see your eyes. It's been a year. Like it's been a year. But we made it. And for that, I'm super proud of us. Not only did we make it, but we did 3 productions this year. So, like, yay us. I'm not entirely sure how, but we did it. And we learned a lot. And we learned a lot of new skills, me included. We did a radio play, which is a whole new way of telling stories. Really forced us to think about voice and sound and how that helps tell the story. We did a play where each actor had to record their own part in their own home and figure out their own lighting. So that was real fun. Going, can you raise the light a little? No, not like that. No, can you? Trying to talk them through it was an adventure, but we got there. And then this last one, if you haven't seen it yet, it stops streaming tonight. Like I think you have until midnight. So as soon as we're done here, run home and watch it. And you will be blown away because no 2 actors were ever on stage together when we filmed. The most people we ever had together were 4. Myself, Miss Thiessen, our tech director, who also has a degree in film, which came in very handy this year, an assistant director, and 1 actor. And then everybody was edited together to appear that they were on stage together. And I would say about 90% of the time, you can't tell that they're not actually on stage together. There's a handful of times where somebody's not looking in quite the right spot, but most of the time, in fact, Ms. Albert, our choir director, was looking at a picture and she was like, no, they were here together, right? And I was like, no, it was a few hours apart actually. But the editing is so good that you would not be able to tell. And I guess this isn't technically our first event live. It's our second because the cast, crew, and pit for the Chez Les all got to come together to watch the show in the auditorium the other night, masked and distanced, but we got to be together, so it was great. So let's go ahead and get started because I'm a little nervous it's going to rain. Let's do this thing, yeah? The first thing I want to do is certificates from last year that I've had for a year because I haven't gotten to see any of you. So you've already been awarded these in a live stream from my living room last year. But now you can actually take them. And I did just sanitize. So Abigail Fox, who was an honor scholar thespian last year. Oh, I didn't. Yes, I did. And Andrew Reardon, who was an honor President's List scholar thespian last year. And Alexis Chapman, who was an honor President's List Scholar Thespian last year. And Chase Cooper, who was an honor Vice President's List Scholar Thespian last year. And Elsie Gronert, who's at home. They're cheering real loud for you, Elsie. Who was an honor Vice President's List Scholar Thespian. And if you're like, what the heck do these things mean? Don't worry, I'll explain it later. And Erica Rose Steele, who was a Vice President's List Scholar Thespian last year. Two different piles. And Juliana Geppert, who was an honor President's List Scholar Thespian. Love your dress. So cute. And Seth Biggs, who was an honor Vice President's List Scholar Thespian. And Tristan Milne, who was an honor thespian, or honor scholar thespian, say it in the right order then. And Emma Stewart, who is a Vice President's List Scholar thespian. All right. Well, that was the 2020 banquet. Let's move on to 2021. All right, so every year we do awards, and this year's no exception. Our awards are a little different this year. We have awards we've never had before based on the circumstances, but we have awards. So these awards are given to those who were involved in our productions, whether it was 1 or 3. Various people were nominated, and then the group got to vote, and this is the outcome of the vote. So there are 2 winners for Outstanding Ensemble Member. Chaz the dog and Vic the cat. Chaz got an award and so did Vic. So if you didn't see it, left to our own devices, there was a scene with a dog and a cat. And we realized we didn't really have an ensemble in anything this year, but Chaz and Vic, they did a great job. So, as you can imagine, there were lots of technology issues this year. And so normally we have an award for the most awkward moment on stage, but this year it was the most awkward technology moment. I've lost count of the times we've had to tell somebody that they're muted, or that we can't hear them, or ask them to mute because something's happening in the background. But this one, sometimes technology fails us, and the internet cuts out and doesn't want to work. And in this case, that happened, and so one actor's internet cut out, and so the other actor finished their line for them. And so this goes to Max for finishing Mia's line. The most awkward technology moment. One of our awards is called the Tabby Award. It is named after Tabitha Card, who, as a senior, stepped in and learned an entire role, not just any role, but Weezer in Steel Magnolias, in a week. And went on stage off book in a week. It's like a quarter of the script you have to memorize. It's a huge part. And so we give this award to someone who comes in clutch. And this was a little bit different one this year. There was nobody who had to come in at the last minute and take over a role. But the thespian said that this one should go to Sydney Thiessen for all the work she did, making sure that we could perform this year. Because, y'all, those 3 performances were not happening without her. Our outstanding rookie performer, so first-time performer at Reynolds High School, goes to Max. Yay, Max. Outstanding rookie technician, the first time this person's ever been a technician, even though they've been involved in our program for 4 years, Seth Biggs. Outstanding technician, who I think actually was also a rookie technician, but didn't realize how much he was getting into when he took on this job, and that's Chase Cooper, editing for Wizard of Oz. Where are you going?
Right here.
Okay. Oh, Chase.
Wonderful. Hi.
We have 2 awards for outstanding performance in a supporting role. Seth Biggs as the Wizard of Oz, and Chase Cooper as Grandpa. Y'all are getting your steps in tonight. There are 2 awards for outstanding performance in a main role. Andrew Reardon for all of his roles in The Shayla's Elf. And Juliana Geppert for The Wicked Witch. We had a lot of outstanding scenes this year. And I think it's even harder to choose because all of our shows were kind of choppy. There were like lots of little scenes. But one scene seemed to stand out to everyone. And that was from The Shayla's Elf. So let's say you had a friend with Emma Stewart and Andrew Reardon. All right. So the line of the year. Every year there's a line that gets stuck in everybody's head. And I don't know if that was quite the case this year, but there was definitely a line that people really liked. And I think it's a great line, and I kind of want it to be our like mantra for next year. And the line of the year is "May love be your daily guide," which was said by Elsie Gronert in The Shayla's Elf. It's actually the last line of the show. So congrats, Els. It is the last line of the show. The funny part about that is it was a line that was stolen from a song that we ended up cutting. So it should have been in the show a lot because that was like literally the only thing they sang in that song. But the song was really long, so we cut it as the line stayed. We love to recognize thespians who have gone above and beyond, who maybe were not involved in shows but have been involved in other ways. And so this year, the outstanding new thespian goes to somebody who did not miss a thespian meeting, and that is Luna Underwood. Every year, we ask the thespians to choose the Thespian's Choice Award. This is the person that you know you can count on no matter what. They're going to be there. They're going to pick up the pieces. They're going to step in and get things done. And this year, the award goes to Andrew Reardon. One of my favorite awards to give every year is the Butterfly Award. And this award goes to a student that has really grown this year as a human being, an actor, a technician, but really the focus is on who they are as a person, as they come to figure out who they are and become comfortable with themselves. And that adds to our whole experience as a group. And this year, the Butterfly Award goes to Andrew Reardon. All right, so before we do the last award, there are a couple of people that I want to recognize because thespians were involved in a show or two this year, but there are, I think, 3 of you who were involved in some way in every show this year. So Juliana and Seth, go ahead and stand up, let everybody see you. Juliana and Seth and Emma. And I think that's it, yeah? Yeah. So these 3, it was not easy. And they figured out new skills with every single show. They got to be the guinea pigs. So thank you for your hard work this year. The last award is a new one this year that we are calling Positively Persistent. And this is somebody who just kept pushing. No matter what happened, the obstacles that were in their way, the roadblocks, they just kept pushing through. And that is Andrew Reardon. You get to sit down for a while now. We're going to do okay. All right. All right, so transitioning. If we were inside, the lights would dim a little bit, but just use your imagination. During the 6th century before Christ, one of the writers of tragedy who won the approval. This is what filming was like. Okay, I think we can start now. And then the dog starts, of course. During the 6th century before Christ, one of the writers of tragedy who won the approval of the priests at the festival of Dionysus was Thespis. About 535 BC, a new dimension was added to drama when Thespis, a prominent leader of the chorus, stepped out from that group and recited portions of the drama alone, thereby becoming the first actor. We also believe that it was he who first used masks so that a person could portray more than one part. In honor of this early Greek playwright, all actors are called thespians. And I should say all theater people, because it's not just actors. The International Thespian Society began in 1929. Named for Thespis, the goal of the society is to give young adults a place for outstanding theater where the standards of excellence in theater arts will be advanced, and to honor those students who do theater well. The society continues to be guided by the principles of its founders, a belief that participation in the arts is an essential means of widening students' cultural horizons and enriching their lives. And I think that has been especially true over the last year when we were stuck at home and we kept saying we were doing stuff together apart. And I know rehearsal became the best part of my day, for sure. At this time, we'd like to honor all thespians. Would all those who've been inducted, including parents and alumni, please stand? Those students and alumni and parents currently standing earned the honor of being a member of the International Thespian Society through hard work, sacrifice, and dedication, giving 100 hours or more to the art we all hold so dear. Thespians, we thank you and we honor you for your work. Go ahead and have a seat. Each year, our troop elects officers. These are the students who are tasked with leading our troop through the school year. And let me tell you, it was a tough task this year. They are a beacon of light to our community, reaching out and using our talents to brighten the world. At this time, I'd like to recognize our current officers who have served us incredibly well this year. Officers, when your name is called, would you please stand? Abigail Fox and Alexis Tackman, co-presidents. Andrew Reardon, representation liaison. Chase Cooper, director of public relations, YouTube. Tristan Milne, director of public relations, social media. And Emma Stewart, secretary. Thank you. Now, if I could have the three seniors sit. They're leaving. With the uncertainty of everything, we decided this year that the best thing for all of us, the thing that would provide us the most stability, would be to have these three junior officers roll over to next year. So these three will continue to serve as officers next year as seniors, and they will be joined by two new members of the team, Maya Daniels and Noemi Graciano. Go ahead and have a seat, y'all. Every year, we have the honor of inducting new members into our troop. These students have recently begun their thespian walk, and we are excited to welcome them into the International Thespian Society. At this time, I invite those who became inducted members of Troop 3556 this year to come on up. And I will say, if you became inducted last year and you want to go through an actual ceremony this year, you can do that. So, Leanna and Noemi, that's you two. Yeah. Oh, I love you. Go ahead and stand, but like stand apart so that we're, social distancing and all that. There we go. Okay, good. Beautiful. Lovely. All right, I'll move over here. There we go. Anyway, I know there's a couple others of you. I'm not going to call you out, but if you were inducted last year and you want to go through the stand-up ceremony, you're welcome to come on up. Great. These students have earned the right to be called thespians by doing excellent work in the theater, and it is with great joy that we invite them to join the ranks of so many others who've gone before them. Now, normally I'd have them hold candles, but it's not dark, and also I didn't want to have to sanitize, so there's that. So pretend you're holding. We haven't done our pantomime unit this year, but we'll go ahead. We'll pantomime here. Let me light your candle for you. Okay, candles are all lit. Don't let it burn anything. And then I need Abby and Lexi, please. Do you guys need my script or need my? Great. So everyone's at their front. Leslie's going to start. She's going to say part, and then you repeat it after her, okay?
I promise to uphold
Promise to uphold
the aims and ideals of the International Thespian Society.
the aims and ideals of the International Thespian Society.
I am a student of theater and excellence is my ideal.
I am a student of theater and excellence is my ideal.
I promise to perform my part as well as I can.
I promise to perform my part as best as I can.
To accept praise and criticism with grace.
To accept praise and criticism with grace.
To cooperate with my fellow thespians.
To cooperate with my fellow thespians.
And work for the good of the truth.
And work for the good of the truth.
And to share my love of theater.
And to share my love of theater. Good timing. I could choreograph a dance.
There we go. The pledge that you have just taken binds you to the principles and ideals of the International Thespian Society. As thespians, we are called to do the tasks assigned to us, to cooperate with troop officers and fellow students, as well as teachers and administrators in helping to raise the standards of excellence in all areas of our experience. We are to refrain from any action that may hinder the work of the troop, and we are to conduct ourselves so that we may gain the respect of our school community. We welcome you as new thespians and urge you to use your talents so that our candles may shine more brilliantly as you act well your parts.
By the authority delegated to me by the International Thespian Society, I now declare you members of troop number 3556 of Reynolds High School.
Congratulations.
For that one.
To the International Thespian Society. Always remember our motto, which comes from Alexander Pope's essay on man. Act well your part, there all the honor lies.
Okay, go ahead, blow out your candles, and you can take it home with you. After earning the initial 10 points for induction, students continue to earn points through their hard work and dedication to the theater. As they earn points, they receive new thespian ranks. Now, normally we have a lot of people being inducted and a lot of people leveling up, but this year, obviously, circumstances were such. We only have 2 thespians who are changing ranks this year. So honor thespians are those who've earned 60 to 119 points. And this year, the student who has moved to the rank of honor thespian is Emma Stewart. Come on up, Em. National honor thespians are those who've earned 120 to 179 points. This year, the student who has achieved the rank of National Honor Thespian is Andrew Reardon. Congratulations. While we are always happy to acknowledge the excellent work our students are doing in the theater world, their academics are even more important. Tonight, we would like to recognize those students who have done an exceptional job at managing their GPA, in addition to the time they spend in the theater. These honors are determined by the cumulative GPA at the end of the first semester of the school year. Students must be inducted thespians, sophomores or older, to be eligible for these honors. And I didn't do the math, but nearly 100% of our inducted sophomore and older thespians are scholar thespians this year. So we're real close. All right. So thespian scholars are the students who have a GPA of 3.0 to 3.49. And come on up when your name is called. Cortland Bergen. Emma Elben. By the way, I haven't seen you since you cut your hair, and I love it. Thank you. Leanna Graciano. Leanna. The other one. Thank you. And Samantha Chavez. Vice President's List Scholars are students with a 3.5 to 3.99 GPA. This year, our Vice President's List Scholars are Abby Fox, Chase Cooper, don't trip, Emma Stewart, it's okay, Elsie Grounert, Maya Daniels, Noemi Graciano, and Seth Biggs. Thank you. President's List Scholars are students with a 4.0 or higher GPA, and we have 4 President's List Scholar thespians. Andrew Reardon, Erica Rose Steele, Juliana Geppert, and Lexi Tackman. Is it raining? Okay, well, we're almost done. All right. Select graduating thespians have earned the right to wear a special cord at their graduation on June 17th. To earn this cord, these 5 students have been inducted into the International Thespian Society, have earned 60 or more thespian points, kept a GPA of 2.5 or higher, and as we just saw, they all are way above 2.5, and been active thespians throughout their time at RHS. So could I get my seniors? Andrew Reardon, Chase Cooper, Juliana Geppert, Seth Biggs, and Tristan Milne to come on up. And Tristan, I just realized you're a scholar thespian, and I didn't have I need to make you a certificate because somehow I skipped over you. So I apologize. Tristan's amazing and has a great GPA. All right, so let's do this. And in the real world, they would all have candles in their hand right now. So put your candle out.
Oh.
Or don't put your candle first. Okay. Maybe I'll do the cord first. Okay. Look at those candles shining so brightly. I love it. This is where I get to talk about them. Are you ready? All right, I'm going to start with Tristan. So Tristan is graduating as an honor thespian with 75 points. And Tristan came in as the sweetest but shyest kid I know. And his freshman year, he was like, I went, what? And he said, I want to perform at regionals. And I was like, really? Because I'm not sure Tristan had said 2 words in class at that point. But he did. He came in, he performed at regionals, and I was so proud of him for stepping outside his comfort zone and trying something new. And he continued to perform, and then he was on stage and started in ensemble roles and just kept on going and kept rolling. And then by the end of this year, he was doing tech stuff, and he's just become a well-spoken, well-rounded advocate for everyone. Tristan wants everyone to be included and loved, and that's one of my favorite things about you. And we will miss you so much because we always know that with you we have someone who will listen and give a hug and just be there for anybody who needs it. Congratulations on your graduation. Right. Seth Biggs is graduating as an honor thespian with 75 points. I don't know how you guys got the same number of points, but so quite the opposite of Tristan. Seth is loud and quirky, and I love it. You know, we have so many different personalities in this department, and it's what makes things work. And I don't know what we would do without a Seth in our lives. It's there's always a random comment or a random thought, and it doesn't always make sense, but then it does. And there's a deep voice that says things, and random emails to Emma saying what?
Hey there, hot stuff. Only that's me.
I had to make a rule because he would say that to her every time he saw her. It's a line from a show, but I had to make a rule that he could only say it to her one time a day. And so one time, this is my favorite Seth story ever. One time he waited, was it like 11:59 p.m. and emailed it to her.
So that was 11:59 was at a past party.
Oh, 11:59 was the cast party, yes. But yeah, my favorite one was the time he just emailed her, "Hey there, hot stuff." Oh wait, that's me. And that I think just shows you who Seth is. He's fun-loving, loves to joke around, but then is very serious and gets down to business when we need to. And that's something that I really, truly appreciate about who he is. Juliana Gebert is graduating as an honor thespian with 84 points. Where do you think they're going? There. So Juliana is a very logical and analytical person, and I'm not. But it's so wonderful to have somebody like that in my life who is very logical about things and will constantly say to me like, "Are you sure that's what?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right." Always. But I know if I make a mistake on something that Juliana will catch it, and she will very politely and respectfully let me know. It's never done cruelly. It's never done it like calling you out in front of people. And I think that is something that really exemplifies who Juliana is. She is kind and compassionate, but also wants to make sure that we are always striving for excellence. And I appreciate that about you so much. Chase Cooper is graduating as an honor thespian with 97 points. So with our officers, we do these things where we figure out like our leadership personality, and it's the points of the compass. Chase, what are you? Do you remember?
I was definitely East, I think.
Chase is like the biggest East ever. So the thing with East is they love the big picture. They come up with these great ideas. And then somebody has to go, so how are you going to do it? And Chase is definitely our big idea man. And one thing I really saw Chase through the last 4 years is figure out how to go from just the big idea to implementing it and following through. And that's been a huge growth process for any East. But Chase is so exuberant, so positive that he can do these things that when he's, oh dear, see, I knew this was going to happen someday. That when Chase says that something's going to happen, you know it's going to happen. Yes. It might take a little while, but it will happen. And I've gotten to where when he's like, okay, well, we're going to do this. I'm like, all right, because even though I don't know how it can happen, he does. And that's something I will miss a lot because I don't know who's going to pick that. You guys better figure out who's going to be that person now because I don't know. It's not me, that's for sure. So congratulations. Andrew Reardon is graduating as a National Honor Thespian with 120 points. So Andy walked in as an 8th grader to audition for the musical because we typically audition in May or June. for the next fall's musical. And he was like this big. He was tiny. Oh, goodness gracious. Weather. And then he opened his mouth to sing, and we all went, what? Because this little tiny 8th grader we'd never heard of had nearly perfect pitch and was musical. And basically what I learned about Andy over the last 4 years is if he decides he wants to do something, he's going to do it. And he's going to do it very well. And he will excel. And this year was a tough road. Andrew's goal as an officer was to work on... man down! There we go.
There you go.
Andrew's goal as officer this year was to work on making connections between thespians and other groups within our school. And that proved to be really difficult. And yet he never gave up. Frequently, he'd be like, hey, Steve, I'm going to email these people about this thing. I'm going to try to get this thing going. And I don't know how many emails he sent, and I think all of them went unanswered. But he kept trying and persisting. And that's why he gets the Positively Persistent Award, because this kid just keeps on trying and keeps on trying and keeps on trying. I wouldn't be surprised if in August he emails them again, quite honestly. So maybe not. But I love his heart for people. I love how much he comes in and just decides, I'm going to do this thing, and it's going to happen. And like Chase in that respect, but in different ways that they go about it. Come back here.
Outdoor banquet.
Woo! We love outdoor theater. So this little tiny kid who walks in, kind of shy, a little scared, grew to be one of the leaders of our troop. And then I was like, hey, let's just make him do all the roles all the time and wear all the clothes in every show. And so 2 years in a row, Andy got to be the person who was playing all the roles. He liked it so well, but that's again just another sign of how much he takes something and is like, all right, we're gonna do it, we're gonna make it happen, and just pushes through and makes it happen. So we will miss it. So my seniors, two quick things before you take your final vow. So for graduation, you've been assigned a time and a location. You can ignore the location and come graduate on the stage if you prefer. Okay. Second thing, all the paint's out if you want to come to your handprint when we're done with banquet. Okay. All right. If the glow of the achievements of ages past in all art forms is to continue to brighten the path of humanity and help civilization grow, then the theater must remain a vigorous part of that enlightenment and growth. As you now return your candles to the table, resolve to always let the flame glow in your heart and fuel your desire to let your candle shine more and more brilliantly as you act well your part. Okay, go ahead and blow out your candles. You can keep your candles if you want. You don't have to put them on. Okay, go ahead. Sit down. Thank you. Last pantomime assignment right here. We're coming to the close of our evening, and there is but one act left for this year. At this time, I'd like to invite all of those leaving our department this year to the stage. I think this is it, but if we have any other seniors or anyone who knows they're not coming back to RHS next year, you are welcome to come as well. The time has come for this show to close. Wherever your journey may take you, we hope that you will travel with us in your heart, holding dear the memories you made while you were part of our department. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your lives for this brief time, and know that you always have a home here with us. You have had many curtain calls while you were here with us, and now it's time for the last one. Please bring our 2020-21 season to close with your final vow. Thank you for joining us tonight outside in the banquety rainy spot. That is all for tonight. Thank you. And thank you, people at home. We hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.